Welcome back, everybody. All right, we're day 51. We've done it. We passed another big round of applause. We just gave ourselves a round of applause 2 minutes ago, but another one. We are now day 51. We're past halfway to 100 days and don't starve together. So great job so far, everybody. If you have died, don't worry about it. If you haven't died, you're doing, a step above. But, if you've died 50 times, it doesn't even matter anyways, because that's how you learn the game. My name is All Fun and Games. If you guys don't know me, I stream twice a day on Twitch TV. I also upload to YouTube as often as I can. I'm back and very happy to be doing these tutorials, so I hope you guys are enjoying them as much as I am making them. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into day 51. All right, so in our previous episode, we were getting into the process of making our endothermic fire pits, getting our base nice and ready to go for summertime. And man, we only have 5 days left. We have so much to do. Okay, so as a reminder, I want to remind you to always put your stuff in an area so you remember what you need to do. So I'm going to put this here. Now, I'm putting log suit down because it's going to remind me that I need to go get cactus. We have our sewing kit ready to go, and I'm going to put my razor over here to remind myself to shave before summertime hits. And let's start organizing the base a little bit. All right, so with the extra time that we have, because we have about a day to mess around, but I want to get ready for fighting the moose goose, and I also want to get ready to go over and pick up the extra cactus. Okay, so we got our shovels here, looking nice. We got our spears. Now, spears and log suits and any type of armor, I generally like to put them like closer to where you normally fight, which would be obviously at the little hound area that we have over there. But if you don't want them too far away from your base, that's okay too. You don't have to do that. Gold tools can also be kept with regular tools. That's not a huge problem. And of course, hammers. It's really rare that you're going to go through a lot of hammers. Okay, our base is nice and tidied up. We have Kiri currently making a little butterfly farm, and we're going to go ahead and start making up some awesome recipes here very soon. But even at nighttime, let's get ready to make some awesome stuff. So we're going to make ourselves our juicy meatballs. Let's go ahead, get ourselves a luxury axe. Let's go chop down some trees that are close by the base that we planted earlier before. You know what? They're not really ready yet, but I don't want to venture out too far. So I'm going to live with chopping down what we have here. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to chop down if you really don't want to, but you just got to make sure that if you have any tree guards close by, just like I have one attacking me right now, that you're just worrying about those, because obviously the tree guards are gonna hate you if you're chopping down all their stuff. So that's just one thing to look forward to is trees are awesome and they're good resources, but tree guards could be wandering out there trying to attack you if you're chopping down too many of them. So normally, sorry, I miscalculated how many hits it took. I thought he was going to die there. Okay, so normally you would wait until the trees are full grown before chopping them down. I don't really mind too much because it doesn't bother me to chop down trees that are not fully grown. We're going to get more pine cones out of it anyway, so it's not going to be that big of a problem. But if you're trying to conserve and you're like, well, I'd rather just wait, you can wait as well too. Don't feel like you need to rush in to do it. I'm just doing it right now because I know that we're going to end up with so many pine cones that we're going to not know what to do with them. Sometimes in my bigger worlds, we end up to the point where we have so many pine cones left over that we literally have nothing to do with them except for put them in the campfire. So that's entirely up to you. So I don't mind chopping these little tiny guys, but I would advise like not doing it unless you absolutely have to. But in this case, it's not a huge problem. So after I get maybe like, I'm going to say another stack or so of these logs, I'm good to go with making some more chests. Just want to make some extra chests because we are running low on some of the space. And we want to make sure that you always dig up all the stumps after. You don't have to if you don't want to, but of course stumps give you a little bit of extra logs just for free, so why not do it, right? Okay, so now I have an extra little bit of logs here. I'm good to go. I have living logs for making some stuff down the road, which we don't need to worry about right now. Let's add those to the stack. Keep eating these seeds because why not? Put these in here as well too. Oop, our big meat's starting to go bad. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Get our walking cane, and here we go. Let's make once again, you are going to get 3 boards. You're going to start making your new chest, and you can use different skins if you really want to. Let's put these chests in a different area, somewhere a little bit further over. Make it here. Oh, I messed up that recipe over there. I was trying to make bacon and eggs, and I accidentally just made meatballs again. All right. So let's do these ones in a little bit of a different fashion for the skins, because these are going to be a unique way of distinguishing what you put inside of these ones. So if you don't play with an insight mod or a way of finding out what's inside these chests, you're going to want to use different skin chests if you have different skins, of course. If you don't, that's not a problem. You don't have to have different skins. But if you do, you might as well do so. And you can start taking your pickaxes and whatnot and start organizing them in front of them inside there if you really want to. I like, as I mentioned before, I really like, it's also a full moon, so that's why I'm not equipping my miner hat right now. Remember, every other like every odd day, one that ends with 51. So remember 11, 11, 31, 51, etc., etc., etc. So you just don't have to really worry about light right now. So sorry, I was saying that I like to leave my utilities on the ground if I can. I don't like picking them up if I don't have to, because obviously it's easier to find them on the ground than looking through the chest, and I like leaving my resources inside the chest. Okay, now that we've spent that day just browsing, just going through the process of making things look nice and cute and organized and everything else, we're going to spend tomorrow getting ourselves ready for a battle. So once again, Kiri, can you remind me what the recipe is again for bacon and eggs? For some reason, it's slipping my mind right now. But we're going to get ourselves ready for fighting the moose goose that we passed by. You don't have to fight it, but I want to show you how to fight it. And I want to show you how it could be easy and also hard at the same time to fight it. Even for somebody like myself, I still struggle a lot to actually fight it as well too. So if you are struggling, and your moose goose, you accidentally made a base and the moose goose is close by you, you're not gonna have to worry about it too much. So 2 big meat, 2 eggs. Okay, perfect. So I was pretty much right. I just forgot the 1 extra egg in there. Actually, I accidentally put some ice in there. Okay, so another recipe that I want to show you real quick, because now that things are starting to spoil. And I don't know if we have an extra gear here, but let's take a little peek to see if we do. Do we have an extra gear? I think we might have ended up using all of our gears last time. Yeah, we ended up using all of our gears, which is fine. Okay, so we have an extra thing. So we're gonna take our meat that is about to go bad, which we have these, and we have eggs, and we're gonna put them in the crock pot. 2 big meat and 2 things of eggs. So there you go. But that's actually probably one of the worst ways to do it, because obviously you're realizing, well, I have monster meat here too, and monster meat counts as 1 big egg. We've already established that before, because that's how you make meatballs. So let's take one of these, and 2 eggs. And that's an easier route to extend the use of your giant cooked meat that you would get from, fighting pigs and whatnot as well too. So never, ever, ever put two of them like I did in there if you can help it. But if you can't, don't worry about it. You're not breaking the rules at all, and it's not like anybody's going to judge you for it. And there you go. So now we're going to have ourselves bacon and eggs, an even better recipe. But as we do that, we're going to get ourselves ready for battle. So we have our pierogies here that we've left over here. We have some butter here, which we could use to quickly heal ourselves if we come into a bind. And I wouldn't mind actually eating right now to refill my HP. There you go. Butter is really rare to find. It's better to put it into recipes, but for the time being, it's not a huge problem. So we have our carrots that we've been running around and grabbing. We have our thing. We have our filler, which we're not going to be using ice if we can help it. Right, we're going to keep our ice on hand. So let's put our ice back here. We're going to take our berries, which we have lots of, and we're going to get more right now, and we're going to get our meat. We got our bacon and eggs as well too. Bacon and eggs I would not use for healing if you could help it. Bacon and eggs should be used for for filling your belly. They are awesome at filling your belly up because they literally provide so much food, and they also heal you as well too. Well, let's go through the process of getting more berries. It's also almost getting back into dusk, and we want to make sure that we pick these up during the daytime. So once again, the gobblers, when they show up and they run out, they run towards the trap. They don't run towards the next bush. So remember, if you're picking these bushes, always try to do it during the daytime. Now, if you've been watching these videos and you're like, things look different. Why does your colors look different? Well, I'm using a color cube mod, so I don't want anybody to be confused with that and be like, well, why does your colors look different? I'm using a color cube mod that makes my game look like a different version of Don't Starve Together called Hamlet, and that's why things look a little bit more green. I actually prefer it. It's easier on my eyes when I'm gaming, so that's actually the reason why I use it. We can leave a little bit of these berries if you really want to as like emergency food. Plus, it just got to dusk anyway, so I'm not gonna bother getting any more. And let's get to making some pierogies. As we make our pierogies, we can continue to, remember the recipe. It's 1 meat, 1 egg, 1 filler, 1 veggie, and know that we're doing a good job at making ourselves something that's going to make our healing really easy and also keep us fed at the same time too. So let's take the drumsticks that just got handed to us, put them there. So every time we get a pierogi, it slowly bumps up. The amount of staleness from these. But let's put them in the fridge for now because I don't really want them to keep going bad, right? We have room. So take all the good stuff, keep them in our inventory, and we're going to combine a giant stack together to turn the stale ones back into fresh ones. And then in the morning, we're going to go and take care of that moose goose once and for all so it doesn't terrorize us in the future. Not that it's going to, but if you are near a moose goose and you're finding that the moose goose keeps coming over there and attacking you or causing havoc, why not take care of it, right? Why not just deal with it? So let's show you how to do that. So as we get ready for the moose goose, we're going to prepare a few things. Now we have our ham bat. Our ham bat is already stale, so where do we get ourselves a new ham bat? Our little pig friends. That's why we keep them there, so we can turn them into werepigs whenever we want to get ourselves a quick ham bat. We're all ready for summertime, so we don't even have to worry about anything. We can just lean back, do whatever the heck we want for summertime because we're ready to go. We're missing something though. I don't know what we're missing, but I can tell that you're curious. What are we gonna do during summertime? A lot of people ask the question, should I live upstairs? Should I live above ground? Or should I go in the caves? So what are we missing in the caves? We're missing a little base in the cave. Something where we can go, we can hang out, and we can get ready for. So from now until the beginning of summer, we're going to get ourselves ready with a small, tiny, nothing major, nothing large, a tiny little base. Potentially something with 1 ice box. We don't need a flingo. Remember, in the caves, there is no such thing as fire spreading. Fire will spread, but there's no such thing as overheating in the cave. So you're not going to have to worry about that. So Flingomatic is off our list. And there we go. We have enough for a little bit more pierogies, but I'm not going to waste all the resources on making like 35 pierogies here. So if you had enough, just like we did here, you should have a stack, potentially 15 pierogies. You combine it with those. Now we can split them with our friends that are in the game. Get ready for the big fight tomorrow. Let's put it in here. Now they're nice and cool. We have a stack of grass, which we do not need. So let's take those out of here. And let's see. This is why we make extra chests, because we have so much here that we have literally nothing. We have no room for them anymore. So that's good. Okay. So we got to get a fresh ham bat tomorrow. So that's why I didn't want to cook all those. So we got our cooked meat. I think we have a little bit extra here. Yes, we do. We're gonna have to go monster meat hunting there shortly, I think, as we're coming close to losing all that stuff. So in the morning, we're gonna get ourselves a fresh ham bat. I don't need to keep this spear on me anymore, as I said before. We have our logs, which are gonna come in handy here in a minute. Let's see if we have any extra logs here. I don't think we do, but we should be fine with just us two doing this anyways. Let's equip our helmet. Grab some of the grass that I actually just put in, and let's make ourselves some log suits. All right, getting ourselves ready for battle. Now, this entire time that I've been using the utilities on the ground, and you're like, why did you keep making new things if you have a shovel in your backpack? Like, why would you do that? Well, the reason why is because I always said before, you always want to have utility on you in case you need it, right? Like, you don't always want to use this stuff and then eventually one day be running around going, well, I need to mine rocks. I have no rocks on me right now, and you're kind of stuck in a bind. So that's why I always leave these alone. I don't use them, especially if I have stuff in base. Why not use the stuff that is littering the base anyways, and then, go from there. Okay, so we got our 1, 2, 3. Let's keep making more. Let's use all, but I always like to leave minimum I always like to leave minimum 8 logs in my inventory at all time, specifically for making an emergency log suit. So if you are making log suits right now, try not to go over the 8. And like, so let's make, I think I have an extra log on the ground too. I think I saw some. There's one. Was there an extra log on the ground? Oh, maybe there wasn't. Okay. And let's grab the log suit that's on the ground as well too. So I accidentally made 2 extra rope, but that's okay. We can put it over here for later on. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 log suits. One of them is actually already used. We're going to split this with our friend. We're going to leave these log suits alone, but they're there for emergency if you need them. And we're going to go have a friendly conversation with the pigs over here. Hello, pig. Time to turn you into a werepig again. If you can help it, you have a friend with Abigail, or if you have a friend that's willing to tank it up for you so you don't have to use the log suit, which that's what we're going to do with Abigail right here. Abigail's going to go over there and take care of that werepig for us so we don't have to do it. And sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll stun lock it as well too. Doesn't have much HP, remember. There we go. Now we got ourselves a nice, new, fresh handbat. We'll take the other old handbat. I'm actually gonna put it in the fridge. The only reason why I'm gonna do that is just in case I need like a stale one just for messing around. And why not, right? It's probably gonna last me another few days, so let's just keep it there. Okay, here we go. Now, my sanity is not doing too well right now. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, but for the sake of yourself, I would actually consider putting your sanity up, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up fighting, and anytime you fight a boss, what happens? Your sanity drops. So I've actually kind of skipped over a step that I wanted to remind you guys of, and that was going to get yourself cactus. So if you have not done so and you don't have green caps like I did, I would suggest running over there real fast, grab some cactus, and we're gonna do that in the morning once we're done fighting this moose goose. All right, let's head over there. It's time to fight this moose goose once and for all. So let's go over there right now. We got our umbrella that is once again starting to diminish even further. So we're gonna want to make sure that we keep that. We're gonna want to make sure that we keep that that sewing kit aside, so that way we can use it in the future again. But see, and there you go. Kiri just got hit by lightning. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. So that's why it's always nice to have. I think if we go through, is it this portal? It brings us to the. Yeah, let's go through this portal real quick. It's always good to be within lightning range, or lightning rod range, so that way you don't get hit by that. But it doesn't really do too much damage. If you're playing WX though, you really want to get hit by lightning. WX is one of the only characters, because he's a robot, when he gets hit by lightning, he'll zoom around and make himself go faster, and also give him a bunch of other perks as well too. So if you are playing WX, you might be on the other side of the other side there that enjoys getting hit by lightning. Okay, so as you can see, there's plenty of beasts around here. I messed up real big, and I actually forgot my pierogies, but that's okay. They're still in the fridge. I'm not gonna walk all the way back there for right now. Because right now our major concern is clearing out this area from all these frogs and all these bees before it happens. Let's drop our log suits for our friends. Let's equip our log suits, and let's be careful about what's going to happen here. We're lucky that we have Abigail here, able to kill all these frogs and everything else that's attacking, because all in all, if you did not have Abigail right now, this would be a tough thing to counter. Now, here we go. What do we have? We have frog rain. Of course, as soon as we go to attack a boss, we end up with frog rain. One of the worst things to happen in Don't Starve Together during springtime for you. So go ahead and take your twigs, as we showed you before. Equip something that has a lot of stuff. For example, twigs, grass. That way if you get hit by a frog, you don't drop all of your resources. You only drop whatever is in the first inventory spot, and get hidden. This is lots and lots of frog legs again, which we just got rid of. So the game must have known that we were running low on meat and decided, hey, why don't we give you a little bit more resources here? Frog rain can last for quite a while, and it also could be a way of So now we're gonna have some twigs spreading around there. Oh, careful, our logs. There we go. Also will be a way of potentially fighting bosses as well too. And you're like, what do you mean fighting bosses with frogs? So if you were to take a bunch of frogs, so we have Moose Goose over here. I'm gonna run over here, and I'm gonna take this Moose Goose and see if I can get really lucky and have it attack one of these frogs. I don't think I'm gonna run away. to the point where I'm off screen. We're gonna see what happens here. Frogs got to stop chasing me, and there they go. Look at them go back. See, now they're attacking the frogs. There we go. Okay, so it's exactly what I wanted it to happen. So the moose goose, instead of us attacking it, is now attacking frogs, which is the worst thing for the moose goose because it's frog rain. And so every time a frog drops from the sky, it's now going to attack the moose goose. And a lot of frogs can do a lot of damage. It also can help you clear frogs if you're struggling as well too. So as you can see right now, you know, if we were struggling there and the moose goose was around, it would actually save us than cause havoc. So we're over here and we're just gonna watch this little battle go down between these two as they fight each other. And I would stay a little bit away. You don't want to distract the frogs. You don't want to distract the moose goose or try to go in there and help the frogs attack because, you know, little enemies like that have a mind of their own. So they'll kind of do their own thing. So you don't want to do that. So now it's nice that the frogs kind of had a little bit of a. Oh, thank you for some healings. Thank you, Carrie. Gave us a little bit of healing as well too. So butterflies will do just fine. But if you actually did go out and get pierogies, like I completely missed, then you are a step ahead because I must have just missed my brain there temporarily. So I've completely forgot about them there. Let's wait till this frog is done killing it, and then we can jump in. I'm gonna use one of my campfires that I had on standby. Once again, if you don't have a campfire, you can go ahead and make one. Let's do this. Here we go. Gonna go in. We're gonna fight this guy now. Just like anything else, the moose goose has its own way of attacking you, and it'll hit you directly. There are ways of countering it by hitting a few times and then backing away, just like the deer clops. But if you don't want to do that, you can also tank it up if you have those pierogies on you, like we showed you before. Moose goose doesn't have too much HP, so it's not too much to actually kill it. As long as you have a full handbat and you have adequate amount of healing, you should be perfectly fine. I don't advise tanking if you don't have anybody helping you. It'd be better to learn the patterns. We got lucky because we had Abigail helping us there. So let's lean back a little bit, heal up a little bit, fill up our campfire so we have a little bit more light there. Get back in there. And the moose goose has two attack modes. It has a hitting and it has like a growl at you. And when it growls, it forces your item out of your hand, and there you go. It's nice and dead. Okay, what do we get from the moose goose? Anything exciting? Nothing really, honestly. You get down feathers, which are good for putting out fires, which we can show you there in a little bit once summertime hits. But overall, it's just for good meat, and just more so for keeping stuff outside of your base. If you have moose goose around you, sometimes, and I will show you here real quick before we end this little video here. If you've made your base and you've noticed that you have a lot of these around you, you're going to want to relocate as fast as you can. The biggest problem is that if you accidentally made a base near a moose goose territory and there's 3 of them, you can sometimes end up in an area called basically like a moose goose set piece. And set pieces are randomly generated around the map, and if you end up with one of those, you're gonna have a very hard time because multiple moose goose are gonna spawn there, and you're gonna also end up with the moose goose babies. So when the moose goose is finished, and then there's usually eggs that are here, and they'll actually hatch into the moose goose's babies, which are even worse than the moose goose itself. So that's why if you end up seeing those anywhere and you can't get away from them, I would really advise moving. If you're already living near one and you can't escape from it, I would try to advise making sure that it's somewhat off screen. A lot of the enemies in Don't Starve Together will not try to attack you if they're not visible within range, and that includes things like shadow creatures as well too. So if you ever find yourself being chased down by a shadow creature and you want to jump into a tent to regain your sanity, and you can't because every time you hit the tent and says there's enemies close by, I cannot do this, you want to make sure that if you zoom in all the way and the shadow creature is off the screen, you can instantly get inside of the tent. So another little quick tip. But there you have it, day 54, 2 days until summer hits. Oy, we're getting so close. Oh man, oh man, oh man. We killed the moose goose. That's a plus side. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and stay tuned because we're about to hit summertime, which is one of the hardest seasons to get through. So I'm super excited to pass through summertime with all of you guys. Once again, I stream twice a day on Twitch TV. I'm going to be attempting to do more and more tutorials for you guys for Don't Starve Together. Once again, these are unedited, uncut videos. So if you want to watch step by step, feel free to hang out with us every step of the way. Thank you so much. I stream twice a day, every single day, 3:30 till 6:30, and again at 10:30 till 1 o'clock in the morning. So hope to see you guys in the next video with us. Don't forget to like and share, and also subscribe on YouTube if you didn't get a chance to. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.